Johnny Murray here, and welcome back to Gamer United Rankings. Today, we are going to be ranking the top 15 Xbox Game Pass games as of June 2022. So halfway through 2022, games on Game Pass. I'm just ranking what I think are the best games to play on Game Pass as of course, June 2022. Now, there are some things we're going to have to clarify, rules, and kind of what I'm basing this off of, because this is definitely an interesting topic, to say the least. But, so, the first rule is it has to have released on the Xbox One or beyond. See, I wanted to include Xbox 360 and some, and Xbox Original, because Game Pass does have some of that. That kind of makes it unfair, because do you know how many amazing games were on the 360, even some on the original Xbox? Like, yeah, we can be here for hours. So I just decided, you know, let's stick to something newer. Xbox One and beyond, top 15 games, and they have to still be on the service today, as of June 21st, 2022. Second off, what I'm kind of basing this off of, I'm not necessarily ranking the games themselves, if that makes sense. So if I think a game is better than the other, just based off of my opinion and like quality of the game, I'm not necessarily going to put it higher, because I'm taking a few things into consideration. Number one, how well does it work with the service? Is it a good thing to have in the service? Is it a nice inclusion? Second of all, how well does it work for the audience? General audiences, certain groups of audiences, family, friends, and then how much does it offer as a game on the service? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Like, so if something is only good for like a very small group of people, it's not going to be high on the list, because that's just not fair, because there's so many other audiences out there. You kind of have to just take it as a general reception. So that's kind of what I'm going off of. I know it's kind of confusing, but hopefully you guys agree, or somewhat agree. I know not everyone is going to agree, but let me just say, these are my opinions. This is what I think. It really just depends on the perspective of the grading. But truly, I think all 15 of these games that I have on the list are worthy of being on the top 15 for sure. So let's get in with the list. Starting in last place, number 15. You guys are going to hear this, and you're all going to be like, oh, we're starting like this. Okay, yeah, you're dumb. Yeah. Hades. Hades comes in last place. I know that sounds bad. The fact that it comes in last place, it sounds bad, but you have to admit, it's in the top 15, all right? That's pretty good. Hades is a phenomenal game. If I was ranking the games generally, Hades would be way higher, potentially even top 5. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm rating the games on Game Pass. And if I just bought a Series X and I'm trying to see what this system's all about, I'm not necessarily sure I would go straight to Hades. It doesn't seem like one of those games. Also, it's isometric. It has a very unique art style, and it is quite challenging. So it doesn't necessarily appeal to like a wide audience. However, to the audience that it does appeal to, you guys know, I know, the game is awesome, music is great, I love the visuals, I like a good challenge, and the way it mixes mythology and the great combat, it really is just a great game. So if you haven't tried it, and you're looking for a challenge as well as something very different, give it a try. But it's going lower just because of, I feel like it wouldn't appeal to as many people as, say, something like later on in the list. Coming in next in number 14 is Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is a great game. Fallout as a franchise is just a franchise that everybody can really get into. It's a first-person shooter survival game. It's good, man. Fallout 4 is a better Fallout game, I think. It's not the best, but it was the only one to actually release on the Xbox One that isn't called Fallout 70 Sucks, so it's kind of what we're going with. But no, like, really just the story, gameplay. Fallout's just a feel-good game, sorta. It's kind of sad, and it's a great game. That's all you gotta know. If you haven't played Fallout 4, I feel like everybody should play Fallout 4 at least once. It's just it's one of those games. Moving in to number 13 is a game that is, I think, underrated in a lot of ways. Definitely should be played more. And that is A Plague Tale's Innocence. A Plague Tale is a really good game. I feel like it kind of suffers from being a certain way. I know that sounds weird, but it is a very, very story-driven game, very slow-paced, right? But therefore, it makes the story even greater. It has one of the best stories on Game Pass. And yeah, it does have some fun combat, but it's not fast-paced. It's not super exciting. It's not very complex. It's more stealthy / horror-y. But no, it is a really good game. Definitely give it a try if you haven't. But I just feel like it wouldn't appeal to as many people because it's more slow paced. But let me tell you, it really is phenomenal. And honestly, there's no better time to play it than right now because The Plague Tale's Requiem, its sequel is coming out this year. So definitely something to check out for sure. Moving on to 12th place, we had a game that floats kind of the same boat as A Plague Tale's Innocence, and that is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Another very, very, very story-driven game, but it is also very slow. I would argue this game has more of a combat system than A Plague Tale. I could see it appealing to more people than A Plague Tale, but I also just think this is overall a better game in quality. The way it's able to tell its story through other things rather than dialogue and cutscenes and playing, the way it tells it through its audio, through its atmosphere, through its visuals even, just the storytelling is elite, man. It is so elite. But again, I don't think this appeals to as big of an audience, say, as other things on the list. So, comes in at number 12. Coming in 11th place, just misses the top 10 mark, which really hurts me because I really, really like this game. But the issue is, same thing as Hades. I don't know if this would appeal to as many people. I know you're gonna hear me say this a lot, but that's kind of what this is, man. That is Death's Door. I love Death's Door. Death's Door is quickly becoming one of my favorite games, especially indie games for sure. To its music, to its very interesting art style, to its so fun combat and gameplay, to even the interesting story it has. I love Death's Door, man. I tried so hard to get one of my friends to play Death's Door, and he did, and he loves it. He straight up thinks it's a masterpiece. I'm talking to you, Austin. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. He finally decided to play it, and let's just say he was happy he did, and I'm happy he did because this game should be played better. This game is amazing. Problem is, it's got a challenge to it. It's got a lot of puzzles. It's isometric. No, those are things that don't appeal to a large audience. They do. No, I shouldn't say a large audience. It does appeal to a large audience, but when we're talking like, you know, things that when you buy an Xbox Series X, you want to get in to the nitty gritty. Not necessarily a game you would first go to. However, it's definitely a game that you should play for sure. Moving in to our top 10. Finally reached the top 10. Starting us off will be Guardians of the Galaxy. In my opinion, the best thing about Guardians of the Galaxy, number one, yes, it is a Marvel game. It's superhero. You gotta love that, man. The story and the characters are some of the best, like, Marvel interpretation I've ever seen. It is so comic accurate. It has so much humor, has so much emotion to it. I love it, man. Guardians of the Galaxy does such a good job. Even won Best Narrative at the Game Awards, which I was so happy about. And for good reason. It really is just a great game. The combat and gameplay may not sit well with some people. You kind of play as one character and send your teammates out to do some of your special attacks for you. I can see how some people don't necessarily like that. But it does have a great soundtrack. I mean, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, a bunch of 80s, 90s, even some 70s, I think. Bangers, man. Visually, I mean, it's about what you'd expect. Very colorful, I'll give it that. Very flashy. So, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, great game, man. Absolutely great game. You should definitely try it out. Coming in 9th place, we have a game that's kind of similar, but in my opinion, a lot better. And that is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We don't get very many solo Star Wars games, or single-player Star Wars games anymore. And this one crushed it. This one crushed it. One of my favorite Star Wars games of all time now. And we are getting a sequel, Jedi Survivor, coming soon of 2023. Very excited. Very excited for sure. And let me just say, the lightsaber combat alone is worth the try. It is so fun to just fight stormtroopers and other like Sith. It awesome, man. But no, it has a great story. Of course, it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. It's what you expect when you're getting into something Star Wars. But it really just one of the better single-player games to release last generation. And one of the better games to be on Game Pass currently. So, definitely play it if you haven't already. Moving on to number 8. You guys will probably be like, how is this game higher than a game like Hades or Guardians of the Galaxy or whatnot? And this kind of goes to the whole thing. You sometimes just gotta accept when a game is good, even if it's not your forte. Coming in at 8th place is Forza Horizon 5. Yes, I know it's racing, but that's exactly why it's at spot number 8. You may not be the biggest racing fan. It may not be your genre of choice. It's not mine. It's definitely not mine. But Forza Horizon 5 is the absolute best racing game to date. Can't change my mind. From a graphical standpoint, to a visual standpoint, to a, honestly, just the amount of fun you're able to have with Forza is incredible. The game is great. You cannot deny the game is great. Whether you like racing or not, it is a masterpiece of a racing game. Should have been nominated for Game of the Year, but it wasn't, unfortunately, because Game Awards like to not give certain genres the credit they deserve, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, man. Forza Horizon 5. It really is great, man. It really, even if you're not a racing fan, you might even like it. It's just a good time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the crap out of it, man. Moving on to spot number 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, if this was a couple of months ago, Yakuza Like a Dragon probably wouldn't be on this list because there were other Yakuza games on the service that I think are better. My top 3 Yakuza games are, number 1, Yakuza Kiwami 2. And then second place is Yakuza 0. Third place is Yakuza Like a Dragon. By the way, Yakuza 7 comes in at 7th place. Wow, crazy. But no, if you're a fan of JRPGs, if you're a fan of turn-based combat, if you like a good OST, you like a good story, you like some decent visuals, this game is absolutely for you, man. It really is, like, it's just great. There's no other way to put it. Like, this game is very, very close to a masterpiece. Like, it really is. Yakuza as a franchise has always just been top-notch. And Like a Dragon took it to a whole new level. So, props to Like a Dragon, man. It really is just amazing. Now, JRPGs aren't necessarily for everybody. Same thing goes for turn-based combat. But if you do like that genre, you are going to have an absolute blast. But even if you don't like the genre, I'd recommend giving it a try because it's one of the best of the genre. So if you're trying to get into it, definitely give it a try because it really is just a special, special game. Moving into spot number 6, just misses the top 5. People are going to be really mad at me for this, and there is a big reason for this. Hollow Knight comes in at spot number 6. Now, again, if I was just ranking games, purely just ranking the quality of the games, Hollow Knight would probably be an easy top 5. For sure. Actually, there's no doubt in my mind it'd be an easy top 5. It'd be easy top 3, maybe. But yeah, Hollow Knight, I mean, if you've played Hollow Knight, I know I have. You know, the visuals, the music, the gameplay, the story's good. It's nothing out of the world, but the story's good in my opinion. It is one of the best Metroidvanias, like, ever, really. The only issue, the only thing why it's at 6th place and not in the top 5 is actually not because it's a Metroidvania. You're probably thinking Metroidvanias don't appeal to as big of an audience. No, that's actually not true. I think Metroidvanias have been blowing up here recently, and there's a lot of Metroidvania fans. Also, it's not a really hard genre to get into. The main reason why it's a 6th place is because I think there is a better Metroidvania on Game Pass, and that is why it's at 6th place, because I think there is a more superior option when it comes to the Metroidvania genre, and so we'll get to that later on. Coming in our top 5, starting us off is, oh boy, I gotta find where Psychonauts 2. There we are, one of the best 3D platformers on the service, on Xbox, and of recent years, actually. This won't be the last 3D platformer you see on this list, though. But no, if you just bought a Series X and you want to just test out visuals and just want to just have a crazy fun ride, look no further than Psychonauts 2. It's not necessarily the most realistic thing. It's not going to push your Xbox to the limits or whatnot. And it's not necessarily like the biggest of stories in any case, but if you've played it, you know what I mean. When this game is wild, man, this game is wild. The creative visuals, the bright color, flashy areas, levels, the fun gameplay, and yeah, a decent story with some decent music. It is one of the best games on Game Pass. There is nothing to it. Amazing. Coming in at 4th place is This High. Just because of purely how fun the game is. The game is just pure fun, man. Doom Eternal. You cannot go wrong with this game, man. It is so fun. Does have a decent... It has a pretty good story. Of course, amazing OST. Just always get your head banging. Great visuals. Truly one of the best games on Xbox Game Pass. You just can't go wrong. Like, it's Doom Eternal. Do I even have to say anything else? It's straight up just Doom Eternal. Moving on. Moving on. Coming in 3rd place. This one's going to be controversial, for sure. I feel like this one's definitely going to be controversial. And that's because I don't think it's one of the best games necessarily in terms of the games. Like, I don't think it's better than a lot of these games, right? But for what it offers, it's just overall one of the best things to do on Game Pass. That is Halo Infinite. Yes, I personally, biasly, love Doom Eternal more than Halo Infinite. For sure, without a doubt. But I can't deny when it comes to a choice and what it offers, I gotta go with Halo Infinite here. Doom Eternal, yes, has a great single-player game. But guess what? So does Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite has a great single-player campaign. Can't go wrong. But you know what Halo Infinite also has? A great multiplayer. Great multiplayer. You get a great single-player, you get great multiplayer, you get constant updates to the game. Yeah, Halo Infinite is just an all-around great game. If I just got an Xbox Series X, Halo is one of the top choices I'm going to. Like, yo, you need to play Halo if you just got an Xbox. I mean, yeah, it is one of Xbox's, like, staple franchises, but it's just a great game, too. Like, I can't deny that, so. There we are. Halo Infinite comes in 3rd place. Coming in at 2nd place is that other Metroidvania that I was talking about. I personally just think this is one of the best Metroidvania games to date, and on Xbox Game Pass. No, I'm not downing Hollow Knight in any way by doing this, right? I think Hollow Knight is absolutely a 10 out of 10, right? I'll just get that out of the way. Hollow Knight's a 10 out of 10. And also, Hollow Knight has a sequel, so jump right into it. Go Hollow Knight's amazing. Please do it. Silksong, it's gonna be great. But no, coming in at second place, our runner-up, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I'm still trying to get my friend to finish this game because I don't even think he understands how amazing Ori and the Will of the Wisp is. It is beyond amazing. Let me tell you. Just off of a visual standpoint, it is... See, this is also what is more of your type of visuals. I think this is the best looking Metroidvania game today. I'm not going to say it has one of the best combat or gameplay in Metroidvania. I'm not going to say that. But it does have a really, really great gameplay system. Music is amazing. But what I will say, and I am holding strong to this, Ori and the Will of the Wisps has the best story out of any Metroidvania. I'm saying it. I truly believe that. Ori is just one of the all-time greats. I'm putting it number 2. There's only one thing better in my opinion. That's just because of what it offers. Coming in at first place is a platformer. Right? Bet you didn't see that coming. And made by EA. Bet you didn't see that coming. Coming in at first place is It Takes Two. Yes. This game is incredible. It's amazing. Like, personally, it's not one of my favorite games, but I can't deny that it is very close to perfect. Very close to perfect. The way you're able to play with a friend, a family member, even couch co-op, the way you're able to do mini games, the way you're able to experience such an emotional and like touching story, to fun platforming, fun combat, such creative level designs. Everything about the game is just superb, man. It is so good. I can't recommend the game enough. Like, it's truly just one of those games, like a must play. It is a must play, especially since you have an Xbox Game Pass. You gotta play it. It Takes Two is phenomenal. But that's gonna do it for the list. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, section down below provided, and please subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.